G'day everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Soviet Tier 10 destroyer, the Grozovoi, perhaps my favorite DD in the game. Now, the Grozovoi is a gunboat DD. You have 10 torpedoes of rather low maximum damage, I think around 14,000, and 6 rapid firing, 130 I believe, high velocity guns. It's got a healthy slug of life. It's got typical things like smoke and defensive AA. Overall, it has a very strong AA suite, so it's a thorny proposition for enemy carriers. It also has a heal, and it's a normal heal, not like Bearing's kind of low heal. So it's quite a durable little TD. So my build is in the description. It's a gunboat build, a very selfish gunboat build. To be honest, I don't play the concealment Captain perk, so my concealment is at 6.7. So I'm not winning any concealment matches. But the firepower it kicks out is really quite ferocious. So yeah, the teams look fairly even. I'm asking the other DD to go to the other side so I can scout out both sides. It's unlikely the enemy will push through the middle, and even if they do, it's generally a bad idea. Well, I head out west. So there's our first customer, a Kremlin. So I'm really not going to think about it too much and just start blasting away. The firepower really is ferocious. Look at reload, it's just under 3 seconds. I'm playing the legendary module. I'm playing, I believe I'm also playing basic firing training, and we've got some pretty good fire RNG. I've immediately set this Kremlin on fire. Now at this range, at 12 or 13 kilometers, it's almost impossible for him to hit us. At the speed we're going, look, we're moving at over 30 knots, so the ship is quite maneuverable and my movement is quite unpredictable. So we're ignoring the Kremlin just for a moment. I think he's still burning, and I'll turn my attention to this Des Moines, which is certainly a larger threat. Even at his range, oh, there's another fire. Even at this range, it's hard for him to hit us, so we can just safely kite around at this range, 12 or 13 kilometers, and just blast away quite safely. So I'm continuing my work on this Des Moines. Hopefully the team can help us finish him off. There's another fire. Very good fire RNG in this match, I must say. I think he's got 2 fires on him. And there are, well, 1, 2, 3 sets of torpedoes. The enemy Somers is somewhere here. So here it's quite safe for me to smoke up, but I kind of derped into the Des Moines radar range. So I advance out. I'm just on the edge of his range. Half a kilometer or a kilometer should get us out of his range. And see, he tried to shoot us. He shot us repeatedly, but he couldn't really hit us, so he's chosen not to shoot us, and instead he's going for our Minotaur. The BBs are firing, no hits. I'm constantly playing with my rudder and my throttle. You can see they really can't hit us. The 2 cruisers traded. I was hoping I would be able to kill the Des Moines for free, but that's okay. Firing some torpedoes, the last known position of that Kremlin. I kind of just memorized where the lead indicator was and just fired a quick spread. There he is, he's moving in. And see how smoke is covering us. I'm not the smoke, but still offering cover for a few more seconds. The BBs really aren't going to focus us, so we can just happily farm these hapless stranded whale BBs, I would say. So some good fire on that Kremlin. I kind of stopped shooting because he's already taken quite a bit of damage and my torpedoes are looking very tasty. So I'll switch to the Kurfürst, which is still full life, and I really don't think that Kremlin is going to live much longer. So no point wasting all that effort while I'm going to get torpedo hits on him. And there we go, 1, 2 torpedoes, and he's finished off by the Bearing. And we continue working on this Kurfürst, which I think I've already got 1 or 2 fires on him. Very good fire RNG. So I call it fire RNG, but I am playing at demolition experts, so I do have a better chance for fire. And at this rate of fire, just look how many hits we're getting. Look at them, that's 30 hits in just maybe 10 seconds, I just keep on pumping him full of HE. So fires are bound to occur. Now notice that when a target is on fire, has just used his repair, I switch to another target. Somewhat like the Smolensk, this build, this gunboat build, works mainly with fire. So if you already have three fires on a target, and he's very angled, like angled Kurfürst, it's little point in just spamming more HE into him, or even AP. It's just going to bounce off. You're not going to get much alpha damage. That's 200 alpha damage per salvo. It's not really worth shooting at a target that's already burning in several places. I can just switch to another BB or Grizz or whatever and spread the damage around and cause more damage to the entire enemy presence on the flank. Now, see here, we can probably switch to AP. Let's see, do I switch to AP? No, I don't switch to AP, but he's almost dead anyway. The AP on this ship is also very good, and goes across first. If anything is giving you broadside, you can deal consistent damage with AP at almost any range. I would say it's Soviet balanced guns, I would say. So look how fast the shells go downrange. It's, what is that? 6 seconds. 6 seconds is very short flight time. So your aiming is quite comfortable. And it means the enemy doesn't have time to kind of avoid your rainbow of slow descending shells as they would if it was American shells or Colbert shells. This Thunder is burning in a couple of places, and just look at our damage, 150,000 in less than 7 minutes. Incredible. And we're at 11 fires. Well, I don't think this Thunder is going to live very much longer, and down he goes. Quite an intense fight out here. We do have a Somers that is kind of shadowing us. He's playing very carefully, doesn't want to come close to me. So we've killed 1, 2, 3 BBs on this side. So I'm going to use the ship's speed to relocate to the other side. I'm not going to do anything daft like trying to cap. That is a very bad idea to try to cap. Unless you have a very, very good opportunity. The enemy fleet is miles away, just trying to force a cap. I believe the game is a surefire way to get yourself killed. I'll put some shots into this Zal. I think he saw how much damage I did, and he's kind of keeping his distance. He could deal some good damage to us, especially if he's a good shot. We'll also get some good damage in return, and I do have smoke ready and waiting if he proves to be awesome. So there he is, and we are detected now. This is the Somers. He's somewhere to our left, really, between those islands. But as I'm moving so fast and always veering to the left and veering to the right, he's not going to try and torpedo us. Highly unlikely he's going to get a hit while we're moving like this. So again, firing at the Zal. So see, despite the massacre on this flank, the honours are about equal. It's 4 ships down per team. So here we start blasting the Zal. I think we've got a fire and another fire. Very good fire RNG, and it's of course again the raw rate of fire. So many hits. We're at 300 hits so far, so it's a good chance of getting fires. And of course, lumbering BBs like the Kurfürst and the Kremlin are very good targets to set on fire. So I just ping my team there to be aware of the Somers. Though he's probably, I don't know what the Somers is doing really. He was a ghost this whole game. Moving forward, there's the last known position of the Yamato, and the enemy team are pushing on that flank, so that is where we need to be. Just hope I don't run afoul of that Smolensk. He's going to end our run real quickly. And again, notice the speed of this ship. 39 knots. It's a fast DD, which is very useful in relocating. So here I put my smoke. I can see both the Yamato and the Montana. So here it's kind of a free farm. The enemy BBs are firing at our team, so they're spotting themselves for me, which is very convenient. There we go, and almost immediate fire, 3rd salvo on that Yamato, which 3 salvos for this ship is 10 seconds. some shots into the Montana, and we continue shooting at the Yamato. Now I'm just looking for hits here. The Yamato has a very small superstructure, so we don't get very much alpha damage, 500 alpha damage into that small superstructure. Once it's saturated, we're going to be getting nothing. So we're pretty much just relying on fire damage. Oh, and there are some torpedoes. Let's see if we can dodge. Now, Kremlin finished off the Yamato. So here, unfortunately, we take a torpedo on the nose. I immediately repair and use a heal. See, it's a pretty good heal. As the ship doesn't have a citadel, you can heal up quite a bit of damage. And we're going to have to try and escape to our right between these islands. There's smoke there, that's either Smolensk or the... Oh, we spotted. So this is probably the Somers. Wow, so both of us DDs were in the same spot. That probably was so wise. And there's the Somers shooting at us. So he hit our rudder. I am playing the last stand, Captain Perk, and we are able to safely escape with not so much life left. By the skin of our teeth, I would say, but we do indeed escape. Enemy Shima is down, and the Somers doesn't really fill up to chasing us, so that's good for us. There is a Smolensk. Now, even though we are low life, we will fire some shots. It's worth losing our ship to kill this Smolensk. We don't want him to heal up. It's going to be a great problem. And look at that, he shatters. Stress. He finished off by our high secondaries, and I run like lappers. I don't want anyone to catch me while I'm between these islands. But the speed of our ship and its maneuverability serve well, and we're able to hide before anyone can turn his turrets. Those Montana turrets were turned the other way, so I was safe there. Perhaps the Somers, but he's already engaged. So we have this Montana. I'll be happy to farm a bit more damage and win the game. So we're going to smoke somewhere just past this island. That will be a good position. We can see both the Monty and the Venezia, and we can kind of just burn them to oblivion. We have two ships here, so they're going to be engaging our ships. So they'll be spotting themselves for us. So Des Moines takes a position and he starts spamming. While we pop our smoke here, perfect position, we can see both of them. Some torpedoes off. No, our torpedoes were disabled early in the game, dear me. So you see, I don't rush to fire, I don't have much life. If that Venezia shoots us, he's going to kill us real quick. So I wait till the smoke is fully deployed. And off we go, we start spamming. Shots into the Venezia, nothing much, and straight into the Montana. Here it's just a spamming game. Spam, 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 spam. Of course, I see the Venezia, so I switch to Venezia. It's got a lot less life than the Montana, and hopefully we can help our Kremlin finish him. Oh, that looks juicy. And the Kremlin wrecks him. Now, there's the Monty. Is he shooting at us? Yes, he blind fired our smoke, but no hits. One of them looked like it was about to hit us. We've been about 1,000 damage. We have no citadel, so and no penetration, so we're perfectly safe. So see, I'm just getting all these shatters, but we do get our fire, which is our primary method of damage. Keep on shooting. He's still quite healthy. Hopefully we can get in a little bit more damage, but I think he's showing quite a bit of broadside to our Kremlin, who I don't think will lose the opportunity, and he doesn't. He seems to be a sharp shot. So these guys are all done and dusted. We still haven't reached 200,000, so I'm going to move towards where I believe there are going to be enemy ships. If I were the Somers, I would probably try and get some torpedoes into our ships, which are all camped in our cap. I'll kind of go mid, and hopefully I'll run into something. As you can see, the firepower of this little ship is incredible. I can easily outgun almost any destroyer. Perhaps not a cover, but any other ship, I easily outgun it, I easily outtrade it. So that's what I do many times. Though I have less concealment, I can let the enemy DD see me, I'll just outshoot him. And at the speed I'm moving, the torpedo shouldn't be too hard to dodge. You just don't want to stop moving. So there's the Yoshino, it's about half-life. Let's see what we can do. We're completely out of consumables. We've used all our heals, we've used all our smokes, and we've used all our speed boosts. And our torpedoes are disabled. The module was destroyed. But we still have our guns, which is the primary damage-dealing weapon system on the ship. So there's the Yoshino. We start shooting. He's not very interested in us. If he does return fire, well, we're still ahead. He shouldn't. It shouldn't be too long before he fires. So a couple of hits. I'm not aiming very well. I need to aim a little bit lower, to be honest. There's a ricochet. And oh, I ran aground, but that's no problem. We can still shoot at him. Now his guns seem to be turning. Oh no, I can't quite make out. No, he's still focused on the Des Moines. So we've got a lot of hits. No fires on him though. But it's alright, he's definitely going down. Are we going to get the frag? No, the Des Moines gets the frag. No problems there. Now, in we go. The enemy Zhao is kind of retreating now. I'm not going to chase after him. As I said, this Somers is probably stalking us. He might try and go for it behind us. So that would be the most logical place to go. So a few shots off at this Zhao. Let's see if we can do anything. Oh, we got a couple of hits there. And there are the torpedoes that give away the position of the Somers. So as I said, he's kind of moved to the western part of the map. He wants to try and ambush us. So of course, I'll head towards his location. Really is no need to try and cap. Perhaps our Zhao will try to cap, but I will head towards our cap and try and catch this Somers. He's by himself, so probably he's just going to try and rush us somehow and just try and squeeze some extra damage and XP out of the game. So we got a ping from the Kremlin. I don't know, I don't think he's running radio location. Perhaps he was spotted. The Kremlin is located. So yes, that tells us that the enemy Somers is in that direction. So off we go. Look at this, the speed of the ship, 37 knots. Very good speed. The Venezia fired some torpedoes, but he didn't hear anything. We're getting a ping from the Des Moines, and Des Moines is spotted, so it's no, that wasn't the Des Moines, that was the Venezia, sorry. So he is going for our cap, which what I thought was going to happen. Our Venezia is waiting there, ready to rush into the cap. If the Somers goes into the cap, Kremlin is just chilling here to help in case he's needed, and I'm just going to go straight for this DD. I have very badly outgunned the Somers, so it's definitely worth rushing him. Kremlin is spotted, Venezia is spotted, so he's probably just outside our cap to the southeast, to the south of it. So I'm just going to head into that direction. I'll probably eventually bump into him. And I too am spotted, so he really can't be far. We only have less than 60 seconds on the timer, so this isn't going to be a very long battle. And there he is, guns ablaze. Now look, he's fired one salvo, and I fired already a second salvo, and my soldier just pumping out. I fire so much faster. Roughly double the speed. I think his base reload is like 8 seconds. It really is a horrible mismatch when it comes to gun DPM. Shots go wide. The Venezia is also shooting at him, so he's naturally spooked. He's smoked up. I don't know if we're going to see torpedoes. I'm spotted. And I continue shooting into the smoke just to get myself spotted and kind of entice him into shooting at me so I can see where he is. So he does shoot back at us. I dodge the shots. This ship is so fast. More hits. And hopefully we can kill him before the timer goes out. Oh, it's going to be a close one. And Oh no, he just escapes with 600 life. All in all, very tasty battle. We got first place, over 200,000 damage. The tank ribbon, and a very good game. Thank you for watching.